Down.
Capcom
Down forward.
Fighting Collection.
Right. Jab. Strong. Combo.
Capcom have some of the greatest fighting games under their belts. However, they don't re-release them a whole lot. Like, they like to re-release a lot of their games, but certain fighting games they just don't really re-release. Until now, with the Capcom Fighting Collection. I was really excited for this collection as Darkstalkers gets a lot of love, and re-releasing Red Earth for the first time looked awesome. But is it good? Well, let's find out. Hi guys, DPX here, reviewing today the Capcom Fighting Collection. Now before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, or I will waterboard you. Since this is a collection, I'm going to structure this review a little differently. This review will have 3 segments: games, other stuff, and final verdict. Anyways, starting off with the most important aspect of any collection, the games. We have a whopping 10 games, and I think all 10 of them are great, if a little uneven. For one, the inclusion of games like Red Earth and Cyberbots Full Metal Madness. Whew, that's awesome. Red Earth, especially, was an arcade game that never released on home consoles, so this marks its first ever home console release ever, and I could be wrong, please let me know if I'm wrong, and this game is awesome. This is definitely the fighting game I played the most in this collection, although playing it at home is a little odd, as I know you can clearly tell this was solely meant to be played in the arcade, as you do only have 4 characters to choose from, and the game is basically a boss rush game. Like, it does kind of feel like a side mode in a bigger game where you fight all the bosses. It's still awesome though. And then there is Cyberbots Full Metal Madness. I only know of this game because of Jin's inclusion in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and while it did have a home console release, it never really made a big splash. But now that it is here, it is a lot of fun. You just fight people in big-ass mech suits, and it's just awesome. But now is when I say the collection is a little uneven. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, because it's uneven because of a good thing, if you know what I mean. Case in point, I love that we got some Darkstalkers love, and I don't think you can do a Capcom fighting anything without some Street Fighter. That means only 2 games aren't Street Fighter or Darkstalkers. I'm not even really saying that's a bad thing again. Just would have liked a little more variety, but hey, maybe I'm being a little selfish, you know. The 3 Street Fighter games, and it's kind of a stretch to say there's 3 of them, because 2 of them seem more like spin-offs, but the 3 Street Fighter games in here are admittedly ones that don't get talked about too much. Hyper Street Fighter 2 is a re-release of Street Fighter 2 that I don't hear too many people talk about, but it's awesome. Super Gem Fighter is nothing special, but it's a nice addition. And Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo is fine, I guess, although I see this game getting re-released a lot, and I don't know why exactly. Like, nothing against it, but like, I feel like, I don't know, like, this was in the PlayStation Classic as well, and it's kind of just like, are people really that nostalgic for this one? I don't know, let me know. But also, it's not even really a fighting game, as I'd say it's more of a puzzle game than a fighting game. It's a mix, for sure, but I'd say it's more of a puzzle game. And then there are 5 Darkstalkers games. Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Vampire Savior, Vampire Hunter 2, and Vampire Savior 2. All of them are Darkstalkers games, and they are all very solid. It's really cool to see a collection of fighting games from Capcom have a lot of one franchise, and that one franchise not being Street Fighter for once. And I love Street Fighter, but we get re-releases of those games all the time. And while a little uneven, don't let that deter you, as this is still a solid lineup of games. This is the other stuff segment, the segment where I talk about other stuff worth mentioning, but not much to say on individually, if you know what I mean. One major addition to this collection is online play, and it's rollback netcode. I love it when these companies re-release fighting games, or games like this, and add online play, and on top of that, adding rollback too. Because of that, the online is nice and smooth. I also love the museum aspect of this collection. I didn't get any footage of it because I'm dumb, but it's always nice to look through a lot of art of these older games and go through the soundtracks for them too. All in all, this is a fantastic collection. Capcom often nail it with their collections, whether it's the Mega Man Legacy Collection, the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, or the Capcom Beat 'em Ups bundle. The Capcom Fighting Collection can join that list of awesome collections. Although a little uneven with the games, it's excused, because that means they gave a lot of love to Darkstalkers, which Capcom don't usually do, and they finally re-released Red Earth and Cyberbot's Full Metal Madness. In the end, I'm going to give Capcom Fighting Collection a 9 out of 10. Capcom are one company that actually like preserving their own games, for the most part, and I cannot wait to see what other collections they do in the future. Maybe they can even do a Capcom Fighting Collection too, and, you know, get some rather newer games like Rival Schools, and maybe even throw in the 2 Mega Man fighting games. And there are rumors that they're gonna re-release the original Marvel vs. Capcom games in a collection. But anyways, that's what I think about the Capcom Fighting Collection. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you like the game? Do you not like the game? Do you have the game? Do you not have the game? And if you don't have the game, do you want it? Do you not want it? Anything about the game, let me know down below. Anyways, be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, or I will waterboard you. Bye, guys!